Hi, folks. Let's talk about Jeremiah 49 through 52. I've got some notes this time, so try something different. Okay, so there's a lot of judgment and a lot of prophecy by God, a lot of forewarning of judgment, and a lot of familiar themes. So there's judgment against Edom for its pride. We've heard that before. And violence against Jerusalem. There are some countries that right now are planning violence against Jerusalem or are already starting to enact it, and they kind of missed this message, I guess. There are the Ammonites, who were descendants of Lot. But again, this is because of animosity towards Israel. But with the Ammonites, God calls for their repentance. So it's not always just, okay, you will be judged and you will be found guilty because God knows already that you're guilty, and then you will pay the consequences. In this case, with the Ammonites, there's a possibility for repentance. You've heard of the destruction of Damascus. That's been mentioned a lot in the news lately. That's in Jeremiah 49 is where that comes from. Kedar and Hazor. Now, these are actually not nations. These are nomadic tribes that are anti-Israel. And most significantly and lengthy in this section is the fall of Babylon. And God calls out Babylon for idolatry. Babylon was following all sorts of wicked and not even alive gods. And okay. Also, Israel is called upon to return out of exile, so there's good news. Although I do notice that the word that he describes the Israelis with is remnant. Remnant is a small number of people, so there were a lot of people that did not, a lot of Israelis that did not escape judgment. Also in this section, I mean, this is a pretty lengthy section, because also in here is the review of the fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple, and this has a lot to do with you and me, because there are consequences for disobeying God. We know this. All right, so what are the takeaways here? The takeaways are divine justice is certainly one of them, and that applies to people who go against God and nations that go against God's people. Hope. God's plans involve redemption. It involved redemption for the Israelites, and it even involved redemption for the Ammonites, again, who were descendants of Lot. God's sovereignty is a point here as well. Whatever is going to happen, God has already known that it was going to happen for a really long time, and it's not something that you can defy. So God's sovereignty is a very important issue here. Repentance and return. So God always wants people to. He wants to. He's not out for vengeance. It only becomes necessary. God's love, and he's also justice. So you find repentance and return in terms of people returning to Israel, even in 1948. And warnings against pride, false gods, and false security. And that's basically what Jeremiah 49 to 52 is really all about. But it's You know, when you read the Bible, you're reading history from thousands of years ago, but it's all so very current in terms of what it means to you and me and him. And that's my brief review on Jeremiah 49 to 52. Have a great week, and maybe I'll see you on Wednesday, and maybe I'll see you on Sunday, and in the meantime, know that I love you and I appreciate you very much.